Let me just do a proper intro and then we see from. It's been a while. We are the Three Angry Men. Uh, just the two of us now. I'm Jeffrey.
Oliver.
It's been a while. I think it's been 3 months, 4 months.
Is it 3?
Yeah, October was the last one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
How have you been, my friend?
Good. Holiday season. So, just spent a lot of time with family.
Yeah.
Spent some time with friends. I had a friend that's visiting Amsterdam. He's in Amsterdam now for a couple months. So we were just
months.
Yeah. He's sort of in between, figuring out what he just graduated his PhD, so he's now trying to figure out what he's going to go do next. So he's in Amsterdam for a while now. So we've been hanging out, watching movies, spend time with family. New Year's was cool. A lot of fireworks. Yeah. Back to work, back to daily life already. We're already past halfway January.
Yeah.
So
it took us a little while to get back recording because I also had somebody over this week.
Couple weeks, right? Couple weeks.
No, just
1 week ago.
Yeah. They were also staying in this room actually, so that's why we couldn't record before. But before that, November in South Africa, December, all of the same things, family, New Year, busy running around as always. We need to be better at informing. If we feel like
we don't have to do like an apology video. It's fine.
No,
we didn't do anything wrong.
No,
we're not canceled.
But we missed a lot of stuff. There was a lot of things that happened.
Yeah, even we did a pre-production conversation. And even as we're sitting here, a whole nother thing just popped into my mind that we didn't talk about. That also happened.
Let's start
with the ones we know.
October.
I'm not gonna throw more stuff in there.
Go ahead. Like, this is just a recap.
I don't know the timeline. What happened in October?
First thing, end of October, beginning of November.
Oh, that's when he won.
Trump
right?
won.
That's when he won. Yeah.
Trump won. We did one episode, I think, before where we talked about the Kamala and Trump.
Well, I think it's
Kamala
a good
Trump,
I think it's a good place to start because it's a kickoff point for a lot of other stuff.
It has started
for literally
so
everything else. Actually, if you really think about it, it's kind of connected to all our stuff. So he wins, and I think what's most everyone who wasn't paying attention was surprised. People who were not.
She had one moment where it looked
the debate
looked. That was well done.
She could have won. Yeah, she could have won.
I don't want to say masterful anymore, but it was well
very
done.
Good. She won clearly debate, but then after that they sort of dropped the ball. But also people, I saw a lot of think pieces. Obviously, the ones that I thought were most accurate is that they basically made the point that people are sort of frustrated with incumbents. It's not really about Kamala. It's just that people don't want current leadership anymore. So the same things happened in Canada, right? The guy resigned. Yeah. All over the world, there's been elections. I think 2024 was the biggest year for elections.
It's
globally.
been
and
a
incumbents
bunch.
have done almost everywhere there's been massive change. So also the guy in I think it was a little earlier, but the guy in Argentina, they have a very new like people really want.
That was a comedian or something
in Argentina. I don't know about that, but I know he's a very well, not extreme, but like very different.
Yeah.
Just like how Trump is a very different. People want something. The guy in Canada too, who's going to do it now. They want a very different person. They want a big change from the status quo, and that's what it is. And if Kamala was just too status quo, she's, an Obama, Biden, Hillary Clinton alumni. She's of that same establishment, and people just don't want that anymore. So that's really what happened.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, he won, and there's a shift. There's a big shift.
He started a bunch of shit.
The big thing that I think also ties into the bigger conversation is seeing all these companies reverse their DEI
instantly. Instantly
reverse all their DEI
which is
programs,
which is obviously very weird, but also hilarious to see how flip-floppy everybody is.
It's like a marketing tool.
You don't have any integrity or feeling behind what you do.
Care. They're running a company. A company. It's a marketing thing. They don't give a fuck. So if they see that the sentiment changes, because that's what they see. They go, oh, y'all don't want that no more? All right, and then they get rid of it. So that's
so that
that's
was
what
the
happened.
first thing. Then immediately or quickly after that, what was it? Trump? Oh no, Biden said TikTok in 200 something days or whatever needs to be out.
Yeah, I think that was earlier, right? They already were planning on banning it.
They already
Earlier
were
in the
planning
year.
it, but it was not. It was not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
really clearly stated. Like, okay, we're gonna actually do this. Around that time, I feel like it was more like, okay, y'all need to delete this app by this date.
Yeah, all connects.
And I feel like that is just the same thing because Trump in his last
The platform wars.
yeah, he did that in his last term. Immediately, not immediately after, but quickly after, Trump also started talking about what was it? Coming for countries and places. I think already then he was talking about like, we want Greenland.
Greenland, Canada should become the 52nd state.
Yeah, he wanted the Panama Canal,
the Gulf of
Mexico. He wanted
will now be the Gulf.
Yeah,
of America.
Yeah, all kinds of shit like that. In the Netherlands here,
I mean, that's what people. The thing is, he's doing what people want. What he's very good at is getting the sentiment and finding a way to articulate it. People want aggressive measures. That's what they want. All this circle jerking diplomacy. Yes, in America they do at least.
Yeah, okay.
They want something like this is the guy who won with build the wall. Like they want someone who's gonna say, I'm gonna just invade Mexico. I'll fix it that way.
Let me clarify. That wall has not been built to this
Of course
day.
not.
It's not. What I saw was that they maybe had like a couple meters.
Of course it's not been built. We know that. But they want someone who's going to say, oh, you know what I'll do? I'll just use the military. I'll deport everyone by force. I'll invade Mexico. I'll get rid of the cartel by force. And they want someone who says that they're going to do something tangible. People don't understand, oh, we're going to pass this bill in the House and that's going to allow us to have 20% more border patrol than before. And that's going to trigger. People don't understand that. People understand, oh, you're going to bust in with violence and arrest people and do. That's what people understand. That's tangible. And he's very good at doing that. He's very good at giving people tangible things that they respond well to. Whether he's going to do it or can do it, I don't know. But the communication.
He's not going to do it. Like there was many. He said in his first couple weeks he wanted to stop both the wars. We know that one of them.
There's a peace
treaty-ish
thing going on Israel, Palestine, and
that's
then
good.
In the Ukraine, they're saying he's about to have a meeting.
But Putin. he already walked that kind of back. He said, nah, this is going to take at least 100, 200 days. First 200 days or something.
Putin ain't playing with nobody.
No.
Putin is not playing with nobody.
No, at least we have a peace treaty there. So that is good.
Ish.
Yeah.
It's not complete.
At the very least.
They're still shooting people. That's what I heard it's not.
Yeah.
We have to be careful with that.
But I just want that one to be. I just want that.
Of course, we all want that.
Yeah.
Too. But then there's the
what was there else in November?
You want to recap everything?
We're at Trump now. What was it? So what else? What else? There's a bunch. There's too
much.
many.
We're missing stuff, but it's fine. What I wanted to ask you about was what you think is going to happen with what I refer to as the platform wars, because you have this whole thing going on with TikTok, but at the same time, Meta also now is making a very much a shift in their they're getting rid of the fact checking.
Yeah,
they're getting rid of all the DEI stuff
that's connected to the TikTok.
Mark Zuckerberg is wearing drip, like he's doing. He's got that drip on, like he's doing. Did you see? Have you seen this? There's a whole thing going on there. But what I've heard now is users are leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meta, which always users are leaving. It's like, okay, out of the 2 billion, I don't know, 20,000 people left, whatever. But still, right? People are dissatisfied.
I think it's like, yes, Mark Zuckerberg is suddenly wearing oversized T-shirts with a chain.
I fuck with it. Let my guy do his thing.
And he let his hair grow out a little bit.
Let him do it.
Like he's looking like he hung out with some rappers.
Listen, he learned how to fight people.
I don't know what exactly.
He went to the gym and learned how to fight people. That's gonna change. That's gonna change your psychology. That's gonna change your psychology. Right?
And he was talking spicy against Elon for a
Because I
while.
know how to fight. If you know how to fight, if you go to the gym, build some muscle, know how to fight people, you start behaving different. Because it's like,
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
But that
I'll beat the
besides
shit out
that,
of you.
that
That's how
happened.
you. That's what
But
happens.
the just it's weird. He's really trying to get rid of the image of a robot because that was what it was last year,
Oh yeah, he has a PR team,
the year before. But
especially in that during the whole metaverse phase.
yeah,
That's when he was not looking.
he still doesn't look good to me.
But talk to me. What do you think about this?
The exodus from the meta platforms,
Plus,
I think
at the
think
same
it's
time,
real.
at the same time, while TikTok is being banned,
I think it's real because
you think it's real? Yes, significant numbers.
Let's first start with the TikTok ban. The TikTok ban means that there's gonna be a group of people that is
gap.
Yes, there's a gap, and those people need to go somewhere. You would think they would go to Facebook. The problem I think that these people or American people or politics has not realized is that TikTok was a place for these people to communicate, collaborate, and plan.
Yeah, but explain that to me, right? Because I don't use TikTok. I look at it, I'm like, what's the key difference between TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts? If TikTok's banned, just go use one of the other two ones. What's the difference?
Yeah, very bluntly, you could use any of them. The difference was the algorithm.
See, people keep saying that. What's so unique about it's the same? What's so unique about the algorithm?
The algorithm in TikTok is better at recommending you conversations you are interested in. So
that's okay. Not from now when I use it. But
if like for example, if you have watched a story or a conversation about something else before, it is very good at recommending you other videos or other conversations related to that conversation.
Yeah, but Instagram also does that.
It is so good in that it sometimes is annoying and difficult to find the original conversation. Instagram is not good at that. Instagram is good at showing you what advertisers have paid for.
I have to disagree.
It is very good at, hey, if I want to find from this hashtag certain information, you get it. I want to see sneakers. I want to see games. I want to see fucking clothing of this hashtag.
I don't know about that. What is in my experience? I don't know. I haven't looked at that. I've heard this, so I'm probably just wrong because I've heard everyone says
this is my experience.
Yeah, but everyone also says that. People say the TikTok algorithm is just a more potent at giving you stuff that you're going to keep watching.
Yeah.
Apparently they've looked at this and that's actually the case. I just don't get why and to what extent, because I know that the algorithm is similar. The logic is similar, is that they moved away from, all the platforms have moved away from showing you things based on what you follow or who you friend. They show you stuff based on what you watch. YouTube does the same thing, even for long form content.
Yeah.
It's based on what you watch, not on who you subscribe to or whatever.
See,
it doesn't matter as much.
Like
I'm like, why they're all doing that?
The TikTok algorithm I would more compare to the YouTube algorithm in that sense. It is very good at like, okay, you are interested in this kind of video, and then it gets very specific. Instagram never gets that specific. If you search, like if I search for Nike sneakers, I will get all sneakers. You see what I mean with that?
Okay, maybe
if I say I like Pokemon, like specifically, I like a Pikachu from Pokemon, that specific animal thing, it will show me all kinds of other stuff because it's trying to figure out what I like from that. What TikTok did and is doing is basically it shows you that one thing, and every couple of videos it shows you just something completely random to figure out what you are interested in, and then make a little map of you. I feel like the keywords that TikTok algorithm uses to describe you as a user are broader and are more open, through which it allows you to see more specific things, but also like go in different areas. And then the opposite of that in Instagram Reels, it is hyper specific because it is still Instagram. It is still like originally, you're sharing photos, you're sharing family and friends, that kind of stuff.
And that's my thing, right? Like, to what degree is it the algorithm versus the inputs that the algorithm is getting because of how people use it differently?
Could very
Because
good question.
that's
Yeah,
that's
very good.
that,
Could be.
that's more what I think. Because I don't know.
That might
It
be.
just
That might be it.
the probability that they're just using better math is possible, but I don't think that would make that big of it. I don't think it would make that significant of a difference if it was just the algorithm. It probably plays a role.
You're maybe right. Yeah.
But I think the stuff that they're getting is different because people use it differently. Instagram is an older audience.
Yes.
Right?
That's what it has against it as well.
It's an older audience. It's also, again, because it started with, it's like it became the new social media, right? It's like a public profile thing. That's still a big role, part of it, like your profile.
And anonymity on TikTok is very, even though it's video and you're looking at somebody talking, but the anonymity you have as somebody just reviewing is such a game changer compared to.
But it's also all video, not pictures.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's all video.
It's all video, not pictures. So
they later added some pictures.
Yeah, but that's not somewhat centered around.
Look, for
whereas
me,
Instagram pictures are still very.
For me, the main difference, and based on what you just said, I just thought about this. The biggest thing is that Instagram was devaluing videos that came from TikTok for a while, for a long time. So any video that did well on TikTok and was straightly taken off TikTok with the TikTok watermark was devalued because they wanted people to post on Reels.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
So that in itself made the algorithms, the platforms very different. Everything that was good on TikTok was basically not good on Reels. All that conversation we had there to say these people that were on TikTok do not want to go to Reels. And that is not necessarily because Reels is a lesser platform. It's because they came together and said, we're not going to do that. We don't fuck with that. So it's basically organizing. They organized, said, we don't like that much. A couple of them said, hey, we're going to still do it because they are just people that need to make their money. They're influencers. They're going to do what they need to do. But a couple of them said no. What for me makes it very apparent that people will move eventually, but they are also going to organize and not do it is the fact that I don't know if those reports are true. That Red Note app, the Chinese app, got 700,000 people. They call them TikTok refugees, whatever. But 700,000 people went there.
But does it work like TikTok, or what is it?
Similar. Apparently, they updated it to make it work similarly. It now looks similar to TikTok. It used to look somewhat different interface. But that to me already shows, okay, there's a group of people large enough, so 700K is quite substantial. It's enough people to make a dent in stuff. They said, fuck that. We're maybe also going to go to Instagram, but we're definitely going to hang out here. And in general, the amount of videos on Instagram, on threads, that I've seen of people saying, yo, deinstall WhatsApp, or no, not WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Facebook, just get rid of those apps. If you're on Instagram and you want to keep it, turn off these privacy settings, turn off these ad settings. Like people do not fuck.
But that has to do with that has, I think, not to do with the TikTok ban, right?
I think it's related.
It's related, yes, but it has more to do with the when he announced that he was going to get rid of the fact checking.
I think
he announced he was going to get rid of the DEI.
I think it is the TikTok ban mostly.
Why does TikTok being banned make you want to delete Instagram?
Because people think, and I think that's also kind of Mark Zuckerberg's play, he kind of pushed somewhere for this ban so he could be the de facto platform. People are thinking online, there's speculation that eventually TikTok would be bought or included into Meta portfolio.
I mean, look, the guy's doing his thing. I know.
It's a smart play. If that is what he's doing, it's a smart play. You don't buy TikTok at its highest, like the most expensive it is. You wait until it's devalued because people are leaving, the platform is gone, whatever. The price is not going to be lower. And then you take it for cheap, and you have, again, all the social media in the world.
Which is the plan. Yeah, we know. But
his plan is always to be the social media of the world, of everything.
Yeah, and I get that. I just think that one's a little bit of
It's a little bit long.
A stretch,
yeah.
because we don't know that for certain. What we know for certain is that he said he's not going to do fact checking. What we know for certain is that he said he's not going to do DEI anymore. I saw that. What I saw, he made it based on what I saw.
That is Trump.
Of course, that's Trump.
That's the Trump shit.
Of course, but you're the fucking. It's your company, right? And you're the one announcing it. So I saw people very frustrated with him over that. And he's linking up with Trump. You see, he put these.
That move to me is so.
He put Dana White on his on the board of Meta, the president of UFC.
Those moves to me are very much geared towards Trump, but also very much like, yo, I'm the anti-Elon, or I'm Elon but anti. Like he's trying to be. Those moves seem like he's trying to do an Elon move, but at the same time not trying to be anti-Elon or a solution to an Elon. Like I do not fully get those moves yet.
I do. Listen, the guy won. Okay, Trump won. He's the president of the United States. If you are all the guys, all the big billionaires, company CEOs went to have meetings. This is how it works. Yeah. These people. See, the thing is, these people are not political. They're rich. That's their politics. Their politics is I'm rich. That's it. So they're just whoever. If Kamala would have won, you think he wouldn't have gone and sat down with her?
No, he would.
Okay, we're gonna go sit down with her. I don't care. I have to talk to whoever I have to talk to.
He would probably continue with all these things that he's doing.
He would do whatever they want him to
do. Yeah.
So it's like you just do what you need to do. So yeah, Trump won. All right, cool. We're linking up with him, right? They try and predict these things. I think he had a good indication that Trump was going to win, right? That's why he probably sort of held off a little bit, and then when he won, it's like, okay, now I'm gonna, link up with him and see what we can do, and that's it. And TikTok is the same. Right? Trump won. All right, let's see if he could fix this for us. If Kamala would have won, that shit would have been banned, right?
Yeah,
because it was Biden's idea. She just wants to do the Biden thing.
Yeah. But to me, everything is so interesting about this TikTok ban. I understand the reason for
why is it being banned? What's the official?
The official is
government.
They don't want Chinese servers or the Chinese government to have access to data from Americans,
which I think is fair.
It's fair. It's then extra hilarious when American citizens say, "China, here's our data." Explicitly, we're going to go to an app that is only hosted on your servers. Not even anywhere else in the world. Red Note is only, the servers are in China.
Yeah, I'm a 700,000 people being dodos. I mean, that doesn't change anything.
But it's hilarious. It doesn't change anything. It's just hilarious. But that was their reason. They don't want a Chinese government to have data from Americans. And they said it was a national security threat. Now it's hilarious when they say, maybe we can now still get it done in some other way. Then the question was,
they sell it, right?
Yes. So the question was, is it still a national security threat? What exactly is it a national security threat? They said now there's other politicians saying it's a propaganda machine. So that's why we need to get rid of it.
Yeah, but there's multiple reasons. Yeah, that's another one.
They're just developing reasons, and I get it. There's a different country in the world that y'all not cool with to that degree, and y'all don't want them to have as much power as you have. Because as I've stated here, and you have stated as well here before, there's many American platforms that do the same kind of data gathering as it.
Yeah, but my thing is, I hear people say that, but it's not the same, right?
The difference is
like, no.
Yes, there's a difference.
They're American. Right?
But they do the same kind of data gathering, but the difference is the person doing it.
It's our company.
Yeah.
It's our country. It's our people. This is not, they're not, right? It's just literally that simple.
That's the difference. Yeah.
That's literally that simple. It's a tricky thing.
That's a fair difference, though.
Because I also get it from the. I wonder I haven't looked into what the Chinese government has said about it.
They basically said a couple times.
Because they're partially owned by ByteDance, right?
ByteDance,
they partially own always. Yeah.
Partially or all of it, not
or
either.
Just entirely.
So one of those things, but yeah. I think they said, yo, it's not hosted in our country. Like the servers are in America, the servers are outside. So
come on.
They just said,
we're not doing
they just said, if somebody wants to buy it, but you're not getting the algorithm. You can buy The app, you can buy the front facing,
end, yeah.
the back end Chinese.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Listen, I understand.
But
I understand.
as we are recording,
Due to TikTok, ByteDance is the most
Yep.
valuable private company, like $200 billion.
Yeah, yeah, I get it though. If you
Big money.
if you are the place where people like, if you are so important that you have a nation of young people, I'm specifically saying the younger people in America, complaining about the app being banned because that is the way they make money. Yeah, I would not be. It's one of the is the richest nation in the world. If they go like, yo, if people there are going like, yo, if you take this away, I cannot live, I cannot make money.
They can live. It's a lot of spoiled shit. Let's be real here. Like, it's
very much so
on every one of these
very
platforms.
So.
Any one of these platforms, it's like 1% of people actually. The majority of the people are not making. They're just on there watching brain rot, and you can do that somewhere else. Like, I don't believe in this. Like, oh, people need it and it's gonna make us money, and it's like
the interesting thing is
people make money, and those people could probably make money somewhere else.
For me, the interesting thing is that I think that a lot of these cannot do algorithm.
Yeah, that's yeah.
They were relying on that way of that, how that specific algorithm.
You know what
works.
this reminds me of? It reminds me of when OnlyFans said they would get rid of adult content.
It's the same thing.
That's what it is. It's like an addiction thing. It's like no, I need like that's what it's. No, that's what I think.
It's not just an addiction thing. It is the content creators on OnlyFans were so optimized for OnlyFans.
Yeah, for adult content. Then the whole thing doesn't work anymore.
Then nothing works anymore.
Yeah, but this is similar. Thing is that these people are so optimized for TikTok, they can't really go do that somewhere else. They wouldn't. Yeah, I see what you mean. They're TikTok people.
Yeah, like it's the same. Like everybody's, and you are saying it as well. And I feel the same thing. You can just go to another. Do that shit on YouTube.
Yeah, but it's not. No, for viewers, I meant. For creators, I understand. Every platform has sort of a native style, or sort of language, or sort of feel, and you can't just translate that.
No, I've been talking about the creators or the people, the actual people that make these platforms interesting for people to watch. No, the viewers, they can go anywhere. Go to Snapchat. There's interesting videos there, probably.
Yeah, you can go watch that stuff anywhere else. Yeah, we'll see.
That was, by the way, today, 19th, we're recording on the 19th. The platform is in America, at least. They get a message stating, yo, you're not able to access.
Banned, yeah.
Trump might do something for you. That's literally what it's saying.
That's basically what it's Trump might fix it. Trump will fix it.
Trump will fix it.
Trump will fix it. That's the slogan. Trump will fix it. We'll see. I mean, I don't know if he fixes it.
Another thing that happened while
I don't get why he would fix it.
He would, because he got a lot of benefit out of TikTok, I think.
Yeah, that's what people were saying, that he got a lot of benefit. But you have to remember, the man has won all of his elections now. He's done. This is a new Trump, right? Because this is a Trump that's not running again. He's not running again. So now I'm going to do the things I need to do and get out of here. Gulf of America.
He's going to try and make sure that he is the most beloved that he thinks he should be.
I think there's
yeah, and that means Gulf of America. Greenland is a new state. Canada state is.
I don't think so.
None of it is gonna happen. Another thing that happened while we were out doing other shit was Elon lost his mind completely, like multiple times in different levels of severity. It started. I don't know if this was the start. Probably something else.
H-1B visa.
The H-1B visas. Him and the other.
Vivek.
Yeah, Doge. The Doge leaders. Stupid name. Like, it's so annoying that they figured out a way to make an acronym that spells Doge.
Yeah, that spells Doge.
But both of them said, yo, we want to keep that. We want to keep that visa. We want to make it possible for migrants to come work for us for cheap. Basically.
Because they're billionaires.
Yes.
So that's what they're
billionaires, and they need employees.
That's what they do.
They need employees to come to them and work for cheap.
And this
they
is
don't want to
why-
pay Americans for
That's what I
full
said.
price.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're rich, there is no your politics isn't progressive or conservative. It's I'm rich. That's your politics. Your politics is money. That's it. It's that simple. People just need to. I don't know how people don't understand that. It's very simple.
One little side tangent. It was wild to see Biden in his last address say, "Yo, we're becoming an oligarchy." He just said it. We're becoming an oligarchy. Be careful.
Biden is,
He's also
Biden is interesting because he's done now. He was too old already. He's out of here. But in these last couple of weeks, he's trying to he's trying to give these last messages. I'm like, listen, I'm about to be done anyways. I can tell you all the truth.
Y'all thought I was old, and that's why I was acting like this. But now y'all gonna learn. That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
But yeah. Elon and Vivek then started beefing. I don't know who it was exactly. It was a couple weeks ago. They started beefing with a prominent MAGA person. And Elon, like he does, started turning off her check marks, banning her from tweeting or posting on X and all that kind of shit. Like Elon is literally starting to become like a evil Bond villain. Like you said that before.
The man is unhinged.
He is on some bullshit. He did that for a couple weeks. If I look it up later, I'll figure out who that was. Then last week or some shit, or this week, he's been lying about playing a game. Saying
what's the name of the game again?
Path of Exile 2.
Yeah, Path of Exile. Yeah, there we go. I don't play games, so I don't know. But apparently, it's a pretty difficult game.
It's pretty difficult
game.
It's a fun one.
And he was like number 2 or so, like in the whole game. He had like a high crazy rank.
That's what he
held on to that for years. And then eventually one time, recently he was playing live himself and he was shit. And then people found out that he is not the one who actually owns the account. People let him use it to flex.
Bro, you know what even is wilder? He was supposedly playing live streaming, and at the same time doing a Twitter space or X space, I don't know how you call that, with a game where that should not be possible to do because it's that difficult and that much attention is needed.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about items in games that people who play that game and are serious in that game say, yo, this is the best shit you can have in the game. He said,
he left it.
He said, it's shit. It's not good. He left it. Currency that other people have like 12 of, he just walked past. Like it is, it's basic shit in gaming that he just ignored. And he started crashing out with people again.
Yeah, he started crashing out. People start taking away blue checks. I mean, he needs help. Like, well, he doesn't because he's a rich man in the world. But it's like the dude's.
This is the same dude who is putting rockets into space, letting them drop and shit. The same dude who is controlling a whole platform. He just bought that shit, said, yo, mine now. And whoever wants to. He started doxing people, or not doxing. He started putting out DMs, which is against the terms of policies of his own platform. Like he is, like this man is unhinged.
Completely unhinged, yeah.
And the one of the other things he did like a couple weeks ago, which I find the most interesting actually, is he started he obviously started involving himself in American politics.
British politics.
But he started going to Germany and
Britain, yeah.
Which is very interesting to me.
It's such a random, like, and this is why when I look at Mark Zuckerberg, I think I go, okay, I respect the chess game. Because
Zuckerberg is doing the same thing though.
No, but he's playing it.
He's low key, bro.
He's playing a proper chess game. This guy he just started flipped the board and started throwing the pieces around. Like, what are you doing? What's the point? No one has asked why. Like, why are you in Germany? For what? Like, what are you? No one has asked you.
This man took a whole page. He took a page ad to write a letter to the German right-wing party saying you guys are doing well, like everybody else is shit, some shit like that.
Here's what I think. Here's my theory.
Hit me, because I'm lost.
I've said before that what he's done really well, and this is an actual thing that is sort of going on in sort of corporate America, venture capital, Silicon Valley, especially. That these guys, they start companies that, you know, are not necessarily always profitable, but if you can get them to IPO, publicly traded, then as long as you can push up the stock price, right? Technically, money as well, right? Because you own a certain amount of the stock, stock goes up in value, you have that money, and you can borrow. What you do then is you don't actually spend it, right? You go to the bank and say, hey, I have $100 billion in stock. Let me borrow $1 billion to go buy it. So that has very much been his play, right? He was the guy who was positioned as the tech genius, Tony Stark, based on him, sort of really marketed himself as the sort of tech genius, which played a very big role in pushing up the stock of the company tied to him. That's what you very much see, and to the point where you even have these different, investment managers who talked about investing in SpaceX, Tesla, because of the Elon Musk genius that's behind it. So he played a sort of public figure game to become wealthy.
Okay. Yeah.
And then now, right, you have to keep playing that. Right? You have to. So he's looking for ways to stay relevant. It also seems like it might be a character thing, like some desire to constantly be talked about or constantly be relevant. But
do you think
it's also a business play? So and it goes together, right? Like in business, I think you succeed with things with an approach that comes naturally to you. So if you're someone who really wants to be seen, make that also the way that you make money. That's perfect. I think that's what it is. So he's looking for ways to stay relevant, and right now the conservatives are more and more dominating the cultural space and conversation.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, I did the thing with Trump, that got me a lot of clout and attention. So let me do it here. That's the only way I can sort of make sense out of it. But also unhinged. There's also that. That's still also a part of.
It's not just also unhinged. It's very unhinged. But okay, I see what you mean, and that could. I could see why and how that works, but then my question is still: do you think? No, different question. Do you think that based on what you said, like the whole borrowing and getting money scheme, do you think the decline?
Well, it's not a scheme; it's basic finance.
Basic finance.
It's like that's how it works.
It is a basic finance scheme, but that whole thing. Do you think that the whole share price of Twitter going down by quite a bit is hurting him, and that's why he's acting out, trying to?
Twitter is privately owned by him now, so it's not publicly traded.
But it's worth less, way less than when he got it.
Yeah, so that's where you get.
So maybe he's bleeding.
That's where you get into tricky territory, right?
Maybe he's bleeding.
It's private, so then your valuations are more estimated based on users that are using. So yes, people have said it's valued less because of how it's going.
Yeah,
and they're right.
So that would mean that he probably cannot borrow as much for the stocks that he has.
I don't think he'd be. Yeah. Also,
so maybe that's.
Maybe I would look more at the other ones. Personally, I think more so maybe
because I know Tesla is somewhat down as well. Maybe SpaceX is the only one really up.
The stock prices. He became the richest man in the world, and he was one point to become he was already rich man in the world, but he's like at 400 billion now.
Yeah,
on track to become a trillionaire.
Him and Zuckerberg are.
Yeah, but he's way up. Yeah. He's like he's on track to become a trillionaire. He's on like 400 billion now. Crazy, some ridiculous number.
I feel if it is not what I thought it was before, that's why I asked. I feel this is character flaw thing. Then that's the only thing that makes sense. He just wants to be talked about that much, or it's a character flaw thing, or he's trying to go a Trump route and he thinks this is the way.
It's a combination. It's a combination.
Maybe
right?
he wants
if he becomes the most relevant businessman in the world, then if people are going to buy stock in a company, they're going to buy it in his company.
Yeah,
because they just believe in him, right? And that's but again, it's that plus. It's also what you're saying. I think there is also a part that's like, oh, I want to hold on.
I feel like
he's sort of falling out of the graces.
I think the thing he wants to hold on to is what Trump had for a long ass time that allowed him to successfully become the president the last time. He wants that cultural cachet of some sorts. That's why I think the whole gaming thing is so particular for him. It's like
he wants to be cultural conscious. He wants to be part of the. He wants to be seen as a genius.
Yes,
and I think again, like I don't know the dude, but my theory again is I think it's a character thing and a business thing.
I think
it's both.
The business part of that is the genius thing. Like him being seen as a genius is how he gets money for companies.
And understanding that and using that to become this rich is genius.
It is.
So the man's not stupid. I'm not saying that.
No, I will never say that dude is stupid.
But he's
he acts.
There's something going on. Right? There's something going on. I mean, also these things, people go through stuff. People forget that sometimes. Yeah. Like just because he's a billionaire doesn't maybe there's some shit going on. I don't know.
No.
But it's just like I get the play, but then now there's moves.
No, I don't get the play. I don't get the play.
Well, I get the play up until this point, but now there's moves that are looking random.
The moves at this moment are nonsensical. The general play I get.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The general play I get, but
the big picture play, like if the general play is what you want, this whole thing about this game is stupid. The H-1B visa thing, that I can get.
I don't know. You could have shut your mouth. That's also the thing. Like, he could have just said nothing.
They both said it randomly.
You could have just shut your mouth and left that. Like, okay, you know that secretly. Isn't that the whole point of being in politics? You tell people one thing and just go do something else. Like that's like you didn't have to just shut your mouth.
That's why he should not be in politics, because that's the one thing he cannot do, and that's why to me his bigger plan doesn't work. Dude does not know how to shut his mouth, because he could have done everything he wanted by stopping talking.
Yeah, he talked, but again, he wants to be seen. He wants to be heard. He wants to. And again, that's how he's made his money, by being seen, by being heard. I think
around November was also when he showed those robots and those autonomous cars, and people figured out, there's people either in the robots or controlling the robots.
Yeah, when they caught when the autonomous robots weren't autonomous.
Like, what the fuck? Why?
Stock price.
Just show. The stock price would have gone up already if he showed the cars that drive by themselves, and that's easier to fake.
I heard those had problems. Yeah. Well, you can still get caught, but
you can control it from a distance, and that's fine.
Yeah, but you can control the robots from a distance too. Was probably what he was thinking, right? It was probably what he was thinking. But it's the same. Man, but companies do. There was another one who did this. The AI shit is crazy because there was another company who faked something with AI again.
That's where
also a couple things. Where it was just people again. It was just employees. Oh my God, what was it? It was like you would think that it was AI, but it was like just people in India that were just like an IT desk in India, literally, that was doing the task for you.
I think it was autonomous cars as well. It was a car service that picked people up, and I know there's something different, but I saw that.
I know this one was not that, but it was something like that, where it was people behind it.
Yeah, but it's like every time he does one of those shit, I think like if you just did 3/4 of that. Like, if you made those robots move and you just told your employee, do not talk to people would not have figured out. It would have been fine. One thing that I just realized that we also missed while we were gone is in AI, the whole boom, or second boom or third boom or whatever, of videos being generated. Sora was released. And there was another one that was even better by Google released.
I heard about that. The Google one was better.
And there were even more, but it has gotten to the point where
I heard the Google one was scary. Like, it looks like real people. Yeah.
The one with Sora, the problem was, and different topic, where we skipped Elon. Elon is done. I don't want to talk.
Yeah, enough.
The whole point with Sora was that it was not, and other models around the same time as Sora came out, they were not good at simulating physics. So visually, it looked
I know what you mean,
on point. But one thing, for example, if somebody's slicing a cut of meat, you could see that they were slicing into nothing. You could see that the meat was not falling the right way. All those kind of details. The Google one, and after the Google one, the models, they actually got good at that shit.
Yeah, I see.
To the point where it's scary.
I saw the ones with the videos of people the influencers that were just like walking.
Those
that were doing like a video blog. It looked like a real.
Those were the first ones that
if you
I
do
could
stock
not.
footage, your business is over. Stock footage is done.
The influencer ones, or just videos of people in general, were the first time that I could not see that stuff is AI.
What is your hypothesis of how this is going to play out in the future 5 years? 10 years?
What do you said the scene for me?
When you have AI content where you cannot tell that it is AI. So this video now, we're gonna upload this video.
Yeah.
Imagine a world where this video gets uploaded, but you don't know that whether we might not exist.
It can go.
How do you think? What do you think that's gonna? Yeah.
It can go one of two ways. Either there needs to be a group that is regulatory good enough to state, hey, every video must be tagged. Every piece of content, not video, content, text, image, video, whatever, needs to be tagged as made by AI or not. Or we need to be able to pick that up automatically. Or second, AI is going to make content for AI, and that content is going to be regurgitated to users, and users will not know the difference. It's going to be either one of those two.
Yeah, okay. Which one do you think should happen?
The most ethical one would be the first. So we should be able to, on upload, check, tag, and inform customers or users of what is AI and what is not. What most likely is going to happen is the second.
You really think so? 'Cause I think, personally, also a little bit in with the AI stuff that I was working on, they said the same thing. I told you where I went to this AI event, and they said the same thing. They said if you're going to use this stuff, you should tell people, tell your customers they're talking to an AI and not to a person. Because, well, I think the business case for it to not do that doesn't make sense to me. Because one, if you just tell people, it doesn't suddenly mean that they won't use it. And two, but if you don't tell people and they find out later, I could see people being very upset. I would be upset even, and I'm not that difficult.
Yeah.
Because you hear about the Instagram thing, the Instagram AI profiles that they wanted to do?
I've seen a
and
couple.
People just lost their shit. They're like, get this the fuck out of here, and they had to roll it back.
I've seen a couple Instagram AI profiles already.
Yeah, but they said they were going to do it broadly. They announced it, and people fucking hated it. They were like, we don't want this. Get this out of here.
But I think because of
they're probably still going to do it secretly underwater.
That's what I mean. Like, that's why I think the second option is going to be more prevalent. You should, and it's a better trust thing. Like the whole thing, and now we're touching some of the earlier stuff we talked about about the whole thing that it, for me, America, and by extension the internet and everybody, is in a battle of trust. Everybody's trying to figure out at what level do we trust each other, and at what level do we operate on trust. So politics is trying to figure out, okay, can we trust our citizens to use this application without their data being misused by a different country? No, we cannot, so we block. AI companies are trying to figure out, okay, how can we garner trust so our stock prices go up? That's it, basically. Influencers and people are gonna try and figure out how can we garner trust from our audience so we can make money off of them by giving them ads and etc.
I mean, I don't know. I think
everything is a battle of trust.
I think that I'm sure you're familiar with this thing, dead internet theory.
Yeah,
right. And
that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, exactly. Option. That's what it is. That's literally what it is. And I'm just like, I think that's a problem, not even on an ethical level, also on an ethical level, but also just, what's the point? Like, it's kind of like that whole thing that they did with Apple, the AI stuff that they released in the new Apple iPhones, where if you get a text message, the AI can summarize the text message for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but if you want to respond, you can also have the AI respond with an AI response. Then the person who receives that will then summarize their AI phone.
So the AIs are just talking.
So the AIs are just talking. Wow.
Yeah.
See, this is where I go again with this consumer use case. Doesn't make sense to me.
That's why I kept saying before, like,
if I was watching a video by some YouTuber, influencer, or whatever, and it turned out that they were AI, I swear I would stop watching it.
Same.
I swear I would just be, I'm not watching this.
Same.
Like, I'm not interested in you. You're not real.
I'm to the point where if that internet theory or that internet parable becomes an actual thing, I'll probably stop using most things because I do not care for AI. Like for me, the whole problem, like you said before, the consumer element of AI does not make any sense. I do not understand yet, and I've tried to figure out for myself, tried to build and try stuff. I do not understand what the benefit is of AI for a regular customer, and I mean this specific kind of AI. I do not want to be given or shown a video or content made by a chat GPT and then with a Sora video and then see that. No. If I am looking for tips for travel and that stuff using the AI voice and I can clearly see, oh, some of these pictures are AI generated, or I notice or have the feeling like this text is AI generated, gone. I'm already at that point. And there's so many of those already.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is especially with the videos and the profiles, I think there's going to be a demand for verification. We have to remember that people, one, it matters to people that the people they're following exist in real life to some degree. I know it's like I know it's like it's all in your head, but another big thing that people have to also not forget, even though it's becoming less and less, people still use social media very much still for connecting.
Yes,
they would want to meet those people. Instagram is the biggest dating app.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So
100%.
So if I'm on there and this profile isn't a real person,
for me, that's why I also
it doesn't add up.
For me, that's why I say it's a trust thing. These platforms are the trust that users and the companies are expecting from each other are different. The companies trust that people stay on their platforms so they can make money from them. Users trust that they can use that platform to connect with other people.
The dating apps were also going to use it. I don't know if you heard them. They said that.
Which ones?
All of them. Match Group that owns all of them. Match Group that just owns all of them. They said they were going to have the AIs, but there was really dystopian. You didn't hear about this?
No.
Theirs was really dystopian. You would have like an well, first they said you would have like an AI assistant that would basically
help you prefer
no, it would like do the conversation. Your AI assistant would talk to another person's AI assistant, and it would figure out if you're a match. And then on the basis of that, it would have you be. It was just really weird.
That is like, but that like.
It was It was absurd
for me. That is going too far in like I'm all for making money. I'm not against capitalism. I'm cool with it, but that goes against the purpose of your company. Your company's social media, dating apps are about human connection.
I think verification is going to become a big thing.
The problem for me with that is internet, the beauty and the best things on the internet do not come from verification. They come from anonymity.
I don't agree with that. I agree with that at all.
If you
not the best things.
Hold up. Imagine you watch YouTube. Some of the best YouTubers you have watched their content, you have never seen their face. You don't know their name. Think about it.
I would disagree with you.
All of them have shown themselves?
I would say the people that I watch the most, this might be me, right? But the people that are my favorite are people where I can see their face. Yeah. I watch faceless people too that I think are very good.
The people that are interviewing other people but not showing their face, they're dope, right? That's anonymity. Like there's different levels of anonymity.
I don't like that stuff. I'm telling you, like not when I think of and this is my personal thing. Yeah, when I think of the people, and I watch a lot of YouTube, if I think about my favorite YouTubers and all the way from podcasters to people who do skits, they all show their face. Like there's a couple who do the faceless thing. The faceless thing to me works when it's like video essays.
Yeah.
People who do explanation of complex topics. But even then, mostly I watch the people who sort of show their face.
For me, a lot of that.
But I think showing your face is making a big comeback also on YouTube. In my experience, the faceless people are kind of getting tired of that.
But I feel like anonymity and the facelessness of the internet is useful for.
Yeah, it's a feature. It's a feature.
It's a feature.
It's important.
It's not a bug.
And it matters. No, you're right.
Everybody's seeing it as a bug, and I think the whole AI, like you're right, AI is going to push for people to verify in some kind of way. And there's just too many, in my opinion right now, there's too many problems with that. Like, you have seen that probably in America and now also in the UK. There's a couple, no, in the UK entirely, but in America, in one state, they are banning porn. And
yeah, I forget which state, but yeah.
They're banning porn from.
Well, they haven't banned it. You have to verify that you're of age.
Yes, specifics. Yeah, you need to verify if you're of age of above.
What's your ID?
So verification there becomes a thing. The problem is you cannot trust anybody in that process to keep your verification data
your ID,
safe enough.
Your face picture. Yeah.
So it becomes a problem of trust yet again. If I'm going to verify myself in some kind of way, I personally, and that's me, I don't want to give my verification. I don't want to give any information to
KYC,
to
right?
a Meta.
It's KYC. It's the same thing we had with crypto, right?
Yes.
Where it's like, do I want to upload my ID to this fucking platform? Absolutely. Yeah, it's a challenge. I know it's a challenge.
So
what you're going to need,
it's a challenge of trust. Like, how do we trust that this person is who they say are, and how do you trust somebody to give you information so you can prove that you are who you are?
They're all challenges. I mean, it's also what I would say is that I think with verification you could still have faceless people. It's just that you just need something that tells me that this is a real person behind it.
Yeah, but as soon as that platform is hacked or compromised in any manner, which will happen more with AI because AI is better at coding than humans are.
Yep.
That facelessness doesn't mean anything anymore because you're verified through that platform that is hacked. They can couple your information with that.
People are going to get hacked.
Yeah. So
yeah, and yet
I think there's no other, like, you would think that verifying AI would be the top thing to do, but the way these companies have been moving,
I mean, you could push the verification in another direction. You could push the verification in not having people verify that they're people, but having AI verify that it's AI, right? So it's just
that could be,
if you have a platform, right?
Yeah.
You can, and you're like Meta was going to do. You're gonna make the AI profiles. Just put, a verification that tells us that it's AI. Now, obviously, people can just make an Instagram account full of AI stuff.
Yeah,
and that then becomes hard to do because it's not coming from you as an organization yourself. Yeah. But yeah, dude, it's a bunch of challenges. It's hard.
For me, this is the biggest, like, AI. Besides the use case for consumer needs, like for commercial needs, AI makes complete sense. It is
for business needs, commercial needs, work. Work
totally makes sense. From a professional setting, being able to write prompts and get certain information, a in-company build model that knows everything that you need to know from your company.
Yeah, that's
super smart.
That's going to be game changing. That's going to be game changing.
We already have it at where I work. We have something similar already. It does not know everything yet, but it's learning gradually, and it's super useful. It's great. It's really, really good. I just do not see the consumer level part of that. But you're right. If AI verifies themselves amongst themselves, that could be the move. I go back to trust. I do not trust all these companies to do that. A Meta might be a little bit more forward in that and do that, but will a random company do that? And
I think I think at the end of the day, you are dealing with, at least still for the foreseeable future, with a physical world. And I think if someone is AI, even if the AI gets incredibly good, it will not last long until people figure out that person doesn't exist. Like, people dox people.
I don't know.
People dox people now. So you're telling me if it's an AI, no one's gonna find out that this is not a real person who is not alive. Nobody knows them. There's no address. They don't exist.
I think the problem is more that
then you know what happened? People will be accused. That's what's gonna happen. What? People will be accused of being AI.
Yeah. And
then you're gonna have to prove that you're not. If you're not, if you're not, people will.
The problem is more. The problem for me is more that people will be accused. But before the time people figure out that somebody is AI or not properly, so through verification of something, millions of dollars, euros, yen will be gone.
Sure.
I don't know if you heard, there was this lady in France that thought she was talking to Brad Pitt. Somebody used AI pictures
I heard that.
of themselves or some AI pictures of Brad Pitt in a hospital. It made sense with everything that is going on in Brad Pitt's public life and everything. And she gave, what was it, a couple hundred K to that man. By the time she realized it, to the scammers, by the time she realized it, the money's already gone.
Yeah, but you're
that is going to happen more and more often.
But you're done. You're done. Brad Pitt talking.
She thought it was real.
How you going?
But anybody can, like, they're small. Sorry, my Nigerians, but the Nigerian scammer thing can be done more easily with that.
They're going crazy.
Tell somebody you're a prince, add a couple pictures. Yo, I'm looking for a husband, for a wife.
When it comes to an industry that is going to be most impacted by AI, it's the scamming.
Yeah,
they're going to go crazy,
and
they are going to go crazy on.
And you know already, and there's probably already companies that will supply them tools.
Oh, I shouldn't say it. You know, I'm not gonna.
There's already. I'm gonna just. There's already companies that will supply them tools that will evade any kind of verification process already. Like if we say every AI image or video needs to have a little tag in the code somewhere that state that is AI, so that if it is placed on a platform that we know immediately, they're gonna find a way to take that little tag out, and that's just what they're gonna go for. So I don't think like that internet theory or parable or whatever that's called. It's gonna happen. The question is just when and how severe is it gonna be.
Yeah, and yet I think there's going to be a demand for an internet that isn't dead. so right where there's a problem, there's an opportunity. Right, there's going to be a demand.
So that's what I also was thinking. Now we're getting a little bit deep in the weeds, but I thought at some point, just like China did with their firewall, it might be a thing that Europe and America separately do. Like, there might be a time coming,
a regulated internet,
like a spin-off of the internet,
but regulated.
You can still use the open internet with all the AI and all the other stuff, but if you want something safe, and we know it's safe because we regulate it, you can also use this.
Dystopian. I mean, it's not.
I don't think it's that dystopian. It's pretty close.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's far. It's very close, but it's not nice. That's what I meant. With dystopian, you're gonna get yeah. All right.
I feel like that's how they feel like the problem can be solved only. We talked a lot about that.
We're deep into it.
Last thing before we wrap it up for this week, our return is this Drake and Kendrick beef got a long tail.
Oh yeah.
Got a long tail. We don't have to spend an hour on this, but
I don't know if I have even that much to say about it.
It tells me a lot about the current state of music, and it tells me a lot about the American music industry.
That's a bigger conversation. Yeah, that would take longer. But
to me, this basically states y'all don't know what to do anymore. Everybody's lost.
Yeah, the business model isn't.
Let's get into the detail before we dive into that.
Yeah.
Drake, he did something, not a lawsuit, but a judicial request of some sort before. And he basically threw that out. Say we settled. He's not going to ask anything, and everybody thought that was fine for like a week or so. Then Drake came back and said, "Nah, fuck y'all. I'm suing Universal Music Group for defamation, for allowing one of their artists on their label, Kendrick Lamar, to release a song that defames me, Drake." Basically, that's in a gist, the lawsuit.
Yeah. I think a big part is also allowing the free promotion. It's a concerted effort. Yeah.
For me, getting back to where we started with this states to me that either Drake got cut off from something, in the sense that what UMG was doing, what he alleges UMG was doing for Kendrick Lamar, is the service he got for other things, albums,
which is where we. But okay, sure.
That's my assumption. I don't know if that is, but that's my assumption. So I assume that he thinks that, And if he got caught off in some kind of manner, or if he feels like he needs to sue UMG, that's interesting to me because this man supposedly, and I think definitely, is the biggest thing in music right now, next to a Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
If he is that
Who
disgruntled,
also sued people, by the way, just to be clear. Who
also
also
for similar kind of reasons, I
for
think.
yeah.
But if he is not happy with what is happening there, that means that you don't see him either as a cash cow anymore, or you don't want him anymore. And that to me tells me either y'all have a new play in the music industry, and I don't know what that is, or y'all just don't know what to do anymore because streaming is killing you or something.
Well, I think it was even when the beef was happening. That's why I think it's funny when people are like, "Oh, why is he doing this?" I was like, during that whole beef, everyone was saying, "Yo, this seems like a concerted effort." Everyone was saying it. This seems like it's not just, even Kendrick Lamar said
it went too well.
Yeah, but even Kendrick Lamar, I think, said himself in one of the songs of like, "I'm the one that's taking it up, but I'm not the only one." There's everyone's tired.
I'm with the culture feeling.
Yes, that was the line, right? So there's this. So there's the industry level conversation of like, let's say his peers, other rap hip hop artists. Then there's sort of the people, the consumers, where there was a big sort of dissatisfaction with him. But I think what he's saying is like on an industry level now, on a business level, there's stuff going on. And that also seemed to be the case to me when I was watching it. I was like, hey, this seems like far more. It's the timing and the way everything's put together. Like, this seemed planned, right? So
yeah,
I get how you feel that way.
Yeah,
and I get that he would say, okay, well then fuck it, I would sue. I get that some people are gonna say, oh, you should keep it hip hop, but I don't think he gives a fuck, right? And I don't think he needs to, right? It's like if you're,
me,
if you're just looking at this from the perspective of like, look, I've made my point, I've done enough, right? I've won the Grammys, I've been the number one artist, I'm still the number one artist. This year they brought out the numbers again, still most streamed hip hop artist by like quite a bit. It's like, I don't have to prove anything to you dudes anymore. I'll sue and go take the money, right? That they have to pay out, and then walk, or just continue to do my thing. Like, if I've lost the respect already, what do I have to lose? This is the thing, right? Like, if everyone hates you already,
it might be that.
Right? It might be that, because that's how you make a villain. If everyone hates me already and everyone's doing this,
then what?
You keep it hip hop. Hip hop doesn't want me, so I'm gonna just do whatever. Whatever then.
Honestly,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I think.
Honestly,
I get it.
Honestly, if you explain like that, it makes sense. If you already feel like, yo, hip hop thinks what that guy said is true, I don't know.
I should not use that. I would not advise.
I think it's gonna be monetized.
Definitely not use that word.
No, but if everybody already thinks I'm that, and if what that guy said is true,
but not even that.
That
I'm lame.
If the label,
I'm lame. That I'm corny.
Yeah. If that is what everybody thinks, then why not? Like, yeah. I was more thinking from, hey, if you have a core and you want to be like, if you have a core and you want to still be cool with that core, something like this is not the best thing to do.
I don't think his core cares, and I say that as his core.
I don't know.
Care. Some people will, but I don't think his core cares.
I don't know if he's. Yeah.
His core was never a fan of him for him being cool in that sense. I don't. Maybe it's me. I don't think that way. I don't care. Right? I would say that I'm definitely a big Drake fan. I don't care at all. I was like, when I wasn't even that surprised when it happened. I was like, I could see that. So, sure. Like, I wasn't shocked. I was like,
I'm not his core. I'm not fan like that. I was also not surprised that it happened. I'm more surprised that he followed through. Like, I knew this could happen. The follow through, like the actual, like the first one, that made sense. Like, yo, you're Drake. You have acted in this manner before. Like, there's no problem. Like, we know that you're gonna do this. The actual follow through with the lawsuit, that is interesting, and that shows me, like, yo, that to me, maybe a little bit harsh to say, but it shows a lack of care for the medium of music you're in. Like, if it is difficult to say.
The medium of music I'm in doesn't want me.
Yeah. No. You had to no. it does. You had the chance. You had every chance. You had to ask, like you cannot say the medium of music didn't want the current the you that you're trying to turn into. The medium of music, you were cool. No, you were not loved, but the medium of music wanted you there. They wanted you to participate. You had every single chance.
Because I made them money.
Yeah.
Because I made them money. Because I was making people money.
But something happened there where you either pissed too many people off or you didn't make the money and people said, all right, get out, bounce. I don't know what it is, but something happened there.
And I understand a response that says, I want to fuck you.
Yeah, no.
Like
in that sense, the response made complete sense. But for me, it's more like the fact that the industry as a whole thinks that, and what I was going to before I lose that train of thought, the move reminds me, it's fucked up to say this. What Post Malone and others did, like saying, I'm not hip hop, but I use hip hop to start off, but I'm not a hip hop artist, I'm an artist. Every time somebody does that,
I think it's very different.
To me, this feels similar.
I think there's a big difference.
It's different, but it feels like a similar move.
Post Malone wasn't pushed out by force.
No.
Post Malone said himself,
no.
I want to go make, and he said that pretty early on. Actually, people give him Post Malone. He said that pretty early on, like, yo, I'm just.
Let me no. Hold up. He was not really pushed out.
Who?
Drake. He got told, yo, what you're doing.
They tried to push him out since the moment he started. It didn't work.
No.
Okay, that's
I disagree.
Right. This is how long do you want this to be?
I disagree.
Because that is true. The people, you know, the problem is people forget that. People forget that when he started, it was he's Canadian, he's light skinned, he's half Jewish. Why does he use the N-word? Why is he? If it wasn't for Lil Wayne, there was no way. Lil Wayne co-signed him at the peak of being Lil Wayne. That's the only reason Drake even exists. Otherwise, people wouldn't have allowed him to be. No. Art. People saw him and what he represented and said, you shouldn't be here. That's what happened. You don't remember? There were memes.
The same thing would be said for any other person that is not American trying to do in hip hop what he did. That is not them saying you are not allowed to be in hip hop. That's basically, boundaries. Trying to set some parameters. Which I understand. It's not cool. It's not fun.
It's not just boundaries. They didn't.
Parameters.
They didn't want him, yo. There were memes everywhere. Oh, Drake be like this. Why do you think he's beef with everybody?
But that's something different from, hey, you're not allowed to do this. He was not. They didn't want him. It's different from, you're being pushed out.
You want now you're semantic.
No, but let's be real.
No cultural acceptance.
You can still do what you need to do. You can still.
But everyone can say that. But that's my point. That's what he did.
Yeah, he did. He did it very well.
Exactly. Despite not being wanted. That's the key. That's key. Despite not being wanted. So then he does that. So then that's always been going on. And then now, if you didn't say, okay, well, you don't respect the medium that you're in, it's like the medium never respected me. I made a whole bunch of you people money. Right? Honestly, I believe, I don't get mad.
No.
I think he played a big role. Hold on. Let me finish the last segment.
Okay.
I think he played a big role in the increase in the stock of hip hop as a genre in general, right? I think he played a big role in that as well.
Yeah.
And then now, after this is what I get.
Yeah, but then my question is, if you knew that, if you already felt that way back when, why did you do all that? If you already felt that way back when, why did you do all that? And then now you're complaining about y'all don't love me.
What do you mean do all what?
Why did you
continue
in hip hop? Why did you big up hip hop like that? You had an R&B album.
Because I'm talented.
You could have done some. You could have done all R&B shit. You could have been the biggest R&B, biggest person in the world with R&B.
Same. Stop it. You have to stop now. It's the same. It's the same.
You could have been singing to the top.
Jeff, stop. Just stop it. R&B music is also hip hop. Stop. That's the same. You're in the same spot. Stop.
You could have been singing in general.
Same.
Do what Justin Bieber, do by Miley Cyrus, do whatever.
He would have had to start singing Ed Sheeran songs then.
He would have done that fine enough.
No, you're still in the genre. You're still in the genre.
But do you get what
he did make other genres of music,
and he did great.
Exactly, but I'm still him.
No, no,
right?
no.
I
It's
have
no. Hold up.
I have a gift. I have a talent. I make certain kinds of music, right? I'm
It's
good at
ego.
it.
It's ego.
It's also a business. He did it well. He made money in it, Jeff. What do you mean ego?
Hold up. It's ego. He wanted he wanted to be hip hop. He
Yeah,
said,
of course.
the only thing he
That's what I'm
wanted
saying.
is to be hip hop. If you know, we talked about this before. If the school's not fucking with you.
See, but this is I don't get this perspective, right? Your response is you want it to be this, but the people didn't want you, so you should just accept it and give up. Like,
No,
what the fuck does that mean?
You don't have to accept it and give up. You accepted it and joined in and played along with all that shit, and now you want to complain. That's what I'm saying.
I completely don't understand what you're saying.
You knew
played
they
along
were
with what?
with everything. You gave them money. You gave them features. You did all. You played the game.
Yeah.
And now there's a setback. You complain.
I think that if I have invested years of my time and energy, and I've played a significant role in its current test, people forget that he's the one right for his first big tour.
Sure, yeah.
Like it's I can understand.
Somebody did it for you, so you do it for somebody. Yeah.
I can understand having an attitude towards that culture now that might be not as positive. If it isn't I don't. Right. That's all I'm saying. Like I can see that makes a lot of sense to me. That's really not very surprising to me. He goes, yeah, because they're gonna say that anyways. It's kind of hard to lose anything in that regard if people already put that on. People already, like, what's the?
If that is how he sees it, I think it's a little short-sighted to work like that. But if that's
if
how
he would have done this 10 years ago, I'd have said it was horrible. But if you're more on like the tail end of your career, who cares? He's about to. What is he gonna? He's 40. For me, he's pushing 40.
For me, this didn't have to be the tail end of your career.
He's pushing 40.
That doesn't mean shit.
No, it doesn't. It's different. If he's 25, 30 years old, this is crazy.
Nah. Wait.
If you're going towards retirement, Jeff. People retire, Jeff. You don't make the same music.
As a Drake fan, you cannot tell me that he does not have a couple more classics in it.
Yeah, he does, but they'll be very different. So
why is this the tail end? Because you can evolve.
It's later. Yeah, okay. It's the tail. It's the tail end. It's not the end. It's the tail end. So it's a later stage of his career.
Yeah, and you could.
And I think in the later stage of your career, this is not as big of a deal as it would be in the beginning.
You could have done many other things to pivot, to reassemble, to do
this might be part of the pivot.
I don't think this is a good way to pivot. You're burning bridges. These people still own parts of your catalog to a degree.
Oh, you're talking about the business.
I'm like, that's also a thing that I saw and you said before. As a businessman, I think this is just not a good move. If you see this as the tail end and you don't see this as an opportunity to either evolve, pivot, or change, like from here, if this is your tail end and you don't feel like you can make albums like you did before, you can make a new kind of album. You are a musical genius.
You can still make albums.
I don't know.
You think he's beefing with UMG? Did not. I see what you mean.
I don't know enough to say that, but I expect something like that. But if you see this as a tail end, you can go a Kanye route, do clothing. You couldn't go Jay-Z route or other people. Like you have a label still. You can do like all them motherfuckers are still standing there waiting for your input on their shit. You can help them. Like
like you can still do all those things.
I don't know. He doesn't. Like, if this is your focus, and I don't know if this is his only focus, but if this and streaming and talking about stake, those three things seem to be his focus. And touring, 4. If that is your focus, I don't see any evolution. I don't see any pivot. I don't see any business, really, other than that you get money from stake and from touring, and that's it. And you're on streams now with fucking XQC and some other random right-wing motherfuckers. Like, come on.
I don't know what you people want from him. Like,
I don't want anything from him.
It's this interesting.
I just want to know. I
These...
just want to understand this move. I don't understand this move.
Fuck you! I'm suing. I want my money. Like that's. I think it's really very simple. Like, I think it's really very simple.
But that if it is really that, just a dumb move.
No, I don't think it necessarily is.
Let me rephrase. I would not do a move like that. I would handle it in a different way. Yeah.
I mean, there's no way to win. If there's no way to get anything out of it, I could understand saying, "Well, then I'm going to sue and get the money for the."
I don't know. Do you think he? You don't know.
I don't know if he has any chance to win the case. I heard he doesn't. But
I heard that. I read that defamation is always difficult to win.
Defamation is very hard to win.
Although he has somebody on a track calling it, not directly calling him, but alluding to the fact that.
And then it becomes a thing of like, okay, well, that's music. Did he mean it literally? Blah blah blah. You called him things too.
Yeah.
So.
So already that makes it very unclear, and then probably it's going to be a no defamation. So then I don't understand the move.
Well, it's different. He's not suing Kendrick Lamar. He's suing the company. I think that was
for allowing defamation. So then a defamation still needs to be established, right?
Yeah, but then it's easier to prove, right? Because that's the trick. I think that's the thing people weren't catching. That's on purpose. You see Kendrick Lamar. So Kendrick Lamar's an artist. UMG is not an artist. He's a company, right? So if I'm suing Kendrick Lamar, he can say, "Well, I'm an artist. I was being artistic." They can't say that. And he was suing them for more than just defamation. There wasn't just that. There was more. There was other stuff as well.
Oh, I missed that.
It's more.
I focus on it.
It was all. It was tied into that, but it was other stuff as well.
And a last part, and we talked about it before we recorded this. It's a little bit, to me, corny. If you got the same treatment that you're now suing for before,
he didn't get.
He did. He did.
When did the label help him to defame somebody?
The label did not help him. The label allowed him to put out diss records. Allowed streamers to.
They didn't push it.
They pushed the Duppy freestyle, or what was it? The one that he put on the screen, Summer Jam screen. What was that one?
Back to back.
That one was.
It's not true.
You cannot tell me that wasn't. If it is allowed by the label for people to react to your song and make money off that reaction, and that's what you're suing partly, that's part of the sue for, that has happened to him multiple times in these kind of situations.
I think the thing you're missing is that this lawsuit he's made, and we're going on about this for a very long time. But he is really alluding to the fact that there is a plan. This was planned, and that he has evidence that it was on purpose. That's different. It's different if I'm beefing.
Yeah.
If I'm a rapper and I'm beefing with another rapper, and my label is just doing what they always do with all of my music, whether it's a diss song or not. That's one thing. He's saying no. People at the I watched the whole thing on the lawsuit, but he was saying no. There's specific people, the company I can name, that don't like me, that played a role, that paid people, influencers, money to react. Like, that's what he's saying. He said, I know for a fact that it was a concerted, calculated effort.
Yeah, okay, that's different.
And that's what makes it different to me. But I see what you're saying.
That is different. Like, if you want to say that, sure. You still got the same services.
See if you can prove it.
You still got the same services, but it's different because of the level of plotting.
If it's true.
Because
that's why I said, that's
we
from what I thought.
We could have done this whole conversation and could not go anywhere because it's not true. We don't know. Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah. So that's where
I think we summed it up.
We did a whole recap of everything, and now we're gonna see so much shit. Yo, we even missed some shit. LA is on fire. There's some other shit that's happening.
Octo Girl did a meme coin scam.
Oh, that shit was hilarious.
It was crazy. That was the one that popped in my head, but I was like, that's a whole nother. I don't have time. There isn't much to say. She scammed some people. It is what it is.
By the time we record in a couple of weeks, like, we're gonna try and do every 2-3 weeks an episode, not as often as before anymore. Probably a whole new host of shit is happening. I don't think we're 2 weeks, 3 weeks in, and
there's another moment we can talk about the Hawk to a girl. I think she's a very sad character.
that whole situation.
The whole thing is very sad, actually. But
Let's leave that for next time.
yeah, it's actually really sad. What is she like? What is she like? 20? Child.
I don't like
Thrown into some nonsense.
that whole setup of everything.
The whole.
Why?
It's a tragic. I see this. It's not yet, but I think in a couple of years we're going to talk about it as a tragic story. But I hope not. I hope I'm wrong.
The whole situation where
like
you have a viral moment and suddenly you have a podcast. Who said you could talk? Who said you're good at talking?
It's not. Like,
yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. For now, we're gonna wrap it up here. We were the Three Angry Men. Mine is Donkey. He will be here soon. I'm Jeffrey.
Oliver.
And thank you for listening. We are everywhere where podcasts are. So iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff. On Spotify, by the way, we also have video. You can just watch the video in Spotify.
Yeah, that's right.
I did that a while ago, so that's super cool. Video, as always, will be on YouTube as well. TikTok is gone, so for y'all in America. So we're not going to be posting there that often, but I'm going to try and post on Instagram and everywhere as well. And we're going to see you guys the next time. Peace.